Good afternoon from Iota, Louisiana, for the second game of the 2015 district season. Cameron Fontenot to lead it off for the Saints here in the top of the first inning. Broadcasting from in the stands. It's a windy day, so hear a lot of wind noise. I'll turn the mic down between innings. First pitch to Fontenot misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch misses just outside, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Fontenot. Fontenot, line drive right at the first baseman for out number 1. Well hit ball, just right at it. And 1 out here in the inning. That'll bring up right fielder Kyle Goodo. And the first pitch to Goodo misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Changeup misses high. 2 balls and no strikes to Goodo. Ball low, 3 balls and no strikes. Here's a 3-0. And it's called for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Goodo thought it was low, was heading down to first. Three balls and a strike to Goodo, 1 out. And that ball misses low for ball 4. And up now for the Saints is Ryan Palermo. So 1 out and Goodo at first, Palermo at the plate. First pitch to Palermo's right down the middle for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Throw to first, not in time. Runner takes off. Palermo shoots it down the left field line. Goodo's on his way to third base. And Palermo's on his way to second. So double for Palermo with 1 out. And runners at second and third. And that'll bring up Mark Johnston. Johnston to the bat with 1 out, runners at second and third for the Saints. We're in the top of the first inning, no score. And the first ball to Johnston misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson grounds the 1-0 back up the middle. Shortstop has it. Throws to first is in time for the out. Goodo will score. Sacrifice ground ball for Johnston. And that's going to bring up Ferguson Cochran. With 2 outs, Palermo advanced to third on the play. Saints up 1-0 here in the top of the first. Ground ball towards shortstop, deep in the hole. Throw to first. Just beats the Cochran there for out number 3. Saints pick up a run in top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Your score: St. Louis 1, Iota 0. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Welcome back to Iota, bottom of the first inning. Saints leading 1-0. And on the mound for the Saints, first appearance of the year, is Dylan Greenman, who is coming back from a major knee injury during baseball season. It's good to see him back on the field, a senior. And the first pitch from Greenman misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Greenman pitching, Aguilar catching. Palermo at first, Kramer at second, Fontenot at short, and Cochran at third. Pitch from Greenman misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. PJ Hardy in left, Gonzalez in center, and Kyle Goodo in right. And there's a strike from Greenman, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball misses low, 3 balls and 1 strike. For those of you who don't know, Greenman had reconstructive knee surgery on his right knee on October 31st. Three balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full. Ground ball towards right field. It's off Palermo's glove and bounces past Kramer into right field. And that'll be ruled an error on the play. So nobody out, a runner at first for the Bulldogs. Swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike from Greenman. Pitch misses just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from Greenman. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is fouled back. Count stays 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first for Iota. Pitch is swung on off the handle. Greenman's going to have to hustle to get to it. Flips it to Palermo in time for the out. So a good test of the knee for Greenman. He gets over there, gets the ball, and gets it to Palermo. 1 out, runner advanced to second base for Iota. First pitch from Greenman's called a strike. Pitch is swung on and fouled. No balls and 2 strikes. Strikes, 1 out, and a runner at second base for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. Just misses on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is fouled off. Count stays 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes from Greenman, 1 out. And the changeup swung on and fouled. Count will stay 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner at second base. And pitch misses, no, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Balls and 2 strikes, 1 out from Greenman. And gets him looking. Strikeout for Greenman for out number 2. Two down in the inning, runner at second for Iota. First pitch from Greenman's hit fly ball down the right side, curving and out of play. A little wind aided foul ball there. 2 down, runner at second. Saints lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah.
Pitch was low in the dirt. Not sure if they're going to say he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're going to say he didn't go. So 1-1. Ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 outs, I'm sorry. Runner at second. Pitch is low. Runner takes off for third. There's the throw. Will not be in time. Ball scooted away from Aguilar. Runner safe at third. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes now from Greenman. And swing and a miss. Greenman gets the strikeout to end the inning and strand a runner. We go to the top of the second inning. Your score: St. Louis 1, Iota 0. Back to a very windy Iota, Louisiana. Jack Aguilar set to lead it off here in the top of the second inning. And the first pitch to Aguilar is called a strike. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and a strike to Aguilar. Aguilar hits the changeup, looper right to the shortstop for out number 1. First pitch to Kramer is fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 to Kramer. In the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kramer hits a ground ball towards second base. Second baseman has it. Over to first for out number 2. And that'll bring up the left fielder, P.J. Hardy. down the right side. No balls and 1 strike. 2 down in the inning. By top of the second, Saints lead 1-0. Changeup's low and in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Hardy. Nobody on. Back to the pitcher. Throw to first. It's in time for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Your score, St. Louis 1, Iota 0. Bottom of the second inning. Saints leading 1-0 over Iota. Dylan Greenman back on the mound for St. Louis. And first pitch misses low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Windy night here in Iota and starting to get a little chilly. Fly ball towards left field. And it's in play. Hardy's to it, running on his way to second base. Here's the throw. Stand-up double for Iota. Lady Saints softball going on right behind us. Top of the third inning, and the Saints are down 9-5 to the Bulldogs. So nobody out, a runner at second for Iota. Ground ball towards Fontenot. It's short. Fontenot has it. Throw to first. In time for the out. Runner advances to third base on the ground ball. 1 down in the inning. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. 1 out. A runner at third for the Bulldogs. Here in the bottom of the second, Saints leading 1-0. Late swing fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah. Just off the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's the 1-2 pitch. And fouled off down towards the Bulldog dugout. Count remains 1-2. ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the curveball's in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out and a runner at third for the Bulldogs. And slow roller to Cochran. Cochran comes home, and they call it a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Here's the pitch from Greenman. And ground ball back up the middle. They're going to throw to first and get out number 2. The runner has to hold up at third base. So the big question coming into this game was, could Greenman move with the knee injury? We know he can pitch, and twice now he's been tested and did a good job. So 2 down in the inning, runner at third for Iota. First pitch swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And pitch is fouled off. Count remains 1-2.
Good, Jack.
Lady Saints have picked up another run, 9-6. They trail now, still in the third. Fastball misses high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Change up. Looped towards right field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. A run scores. Iota ties the game at 1. So 2 down. And the first pitch from Greenman's a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Ground ball towards Cochran at third. Cochran has it. Throws to first. And ball's in the dirt. Gets away from Palermo and goes into the dugout. So 2 down. Runners at second and third now for Iota. Fastball misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 fastball in for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down runners at second and third. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch is called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Changeup swung on. Kramer back for it, and will make the grab for out number 3. Bulldogs pick up a run in the bottom of the second inning. We go to the third. Your score, St. Louis 1, Iota 1. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School Baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Top of the third inning, Saints 1, Iota 1, and center fielder Julian Gonzalez to lead it off. First pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball that misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez hits a blooper into center field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Leadoff base hit for the Saints here in the top of the third, and back to the top of the order. And Cameron Fontenot. Nobody out, runner at first for St. Louis. Gonzalez takes off, and no throw from the catcher. Gonzalez in at second easily. It's a ball. Not sure what the first pitch was. Gonzalez at second, Fontenot at the plate. Fontenot shows bunt, fouls it off. One ball, 1 strike to Fontenot. Gonzalez at second base. Pitcher looks back to second. Gonzalez with the big lead gets back. Curveball to Fontenot's low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. balls, 1 strike, nobody out. And strike called to Fontenot, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fontenot swings at the curveball, fouls it off. Gonzalez was in motion. Count remains 2-2. Gonzalez back to second. Two balls and 2 strikes to Fontenot. Gonzalez at second with nobody out.
A lot of glove jiggling.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fontenot, ground ball towards second base. Underneath the second baseman, Gonzalez is going to be come around third and hold up. Fontenot is safe at first on the error. And that'll bring up Kyle Goodo. Lady Saints get out of the bottom of the third with no runs scored. Trailing 9-6 going to the top of the fourth. Goodo at the plate, runners at first and third for the Saints and nobody out here in the top of the third inning with the score tied at 1. Goodo swings and misses at the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Comes the 0-1 to Goodo. Change up and Goodo fouls it down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to Goodo. Nobody out. Runners at the corners for St. Louis. Gonzalez at third. Fontenot at first. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fontenot takes off, and Goodo hits a fly ball, second baseman, onto the grass, and will make the grab for out number 1. The 1 out. That'll bring up Ryan Palermo. One out, runners on the corners, and Palermo at the plate. Steps off and throws to first, and Fontenot back. And Fontenot takes off for second. He's hung out in the middle. And Gonzalez takes off for home. And he's going to score. Ball gets away. And Fontenot's at second base. Going to have to hold up there. 2-1 Saints now. And the delay steal works to perfection as Fontenot distracts him and just long enough for Gonzalez to take off for home. And then the throw gets away and Fontenot run scores and Fontenot is safe at second. So now 1 out, Fontenot at second. No balls and no strikes to Palermo. Big lead for Fontenot at second. Pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Fontenot on second base with 1 out. Saints lead 2-1. Palermo at the plate, Johnston on deck. Ball, no strikes to Palermo. Fontenot with the big lead at second base again. Pitch is high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch to Palermo is low, 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0. And Palermo taking all the way, and it's called for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Fontenot at second. Saints up 2-1 here in the top of the third. Palermo hits it foul down the left side, out of play. And we'll have a full count. Here's the 3-2 to Palermo, and it misses high for ball 4. Fontenot on his way to third, and he's going to be safe. Safe at third on the stolen base. 1 out, runners on the corners. That's going to bring up Mark Johnston. Lady Saints scored a run in the top of the 4th. Now trail 9-7 with 2 outs. First pitch misses high, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Palermo at first, Fontenot at third. Johnston off the handle. It's going to be a base hit into left field. Fontenot will score. Palermo will have to hold up at second base, and Saints take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the third inning. Still in the top of the third, 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Saints, and Ferguson Cochran at the plate. Saints with a 3-1 lead now. And Palermo's out in the middle. Caught off the base, and they'll tag him out for out number 2. Not quite sure what happened there, as Palermo gets caught off of second base and is tagged out. And now 2 down in the inning. So 2 outs now. Johnston at first and Cochran at the plate. And the changeup falls in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 to Cochran. Swung on, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop's going to have it and step on second base for the third out of the inning. Saints pick up 2. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Saints 3, Iota 1. Bottom of the third inning, Saints up 3-1. And Greenman back on the mound for St. Louis. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled. No balls and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike from Greenman. Swung on, ground ball towards shortstop. Fontenot catches on the bounce, throws. Won't be in time. Kind of bounced up off his glove, had to barehand it. And was late getting the throw over. So nobody out, a runner at first base for Iota. And the first pitch misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch misses low, 2 balls and no strikes from Greenman. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-1 ground ball towards Kramer, and that bounces off Kramer's hip, and the runners will be safe. Runners at first and second now for Iota with no outs. 2 hard hit balls, and the infielders bobble it, and Iota runners are safe as a result. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Saints leading 3-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Hard hit ball to left field. Hardy's going over. It's going to be in for a base hit. Runner on his way home. The runner on the way to third. Hardy drops the ball. And the runners will be safe at second and third. Iota scores a run. Saints now lead 3-2. Nobody out, runners at second and third now for Iota. Trailing by 1 to St. Louis, 3-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. Infield moves up. And the first pitch misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball to third. Cochran has it. Looks the runner back. Throws to first in time for out number 1. Good play by Cochran to hold the runner at third. So 1 down in the inning. Runner still at second and third for Iota. Pitch misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield still in for the Saints. Pitch just misses off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 from Greenman. Low, 3 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes and 1 out. Pitch misses high for ball 4, and that'll load the bases for Iota. The bases loaded, nobody out. Middle of the infield moves back. Corner's still up. Pitch from Greenman, misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball, no strikes and 1 out. Bases loaded for Iota. Saints lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the third. Pitch is low and in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. And the pitch is called a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and a strike, 1 out. And the bases are loaded for Iota. Fly ball towards right field. And it's going to be out of play. Goodo made an effort for it and almost came up with it. The pitch is out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, not out of play, in foul territory. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Saints up 3-2 in the bottom of the third. And the changeup swung on foul. Count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. Ground ball towards Kramer at second. Going to have to go to second for 1 out. The run will score and tie the game at 3. So 2 down, and on the slow roller, nothing much they could do but get the 1 out at second base. The ball hit that slow, there was no chance for a double play. And Coach Collins will head to the mound as we're going to have a pitching change for the Saints. Greenman over 60 pitches in his first outing of the season after the knee injury. Does a good job. And Coach Collins will bring in another senior in John Chesson. 3-3 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back after warm-ups on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. So John Chesson takes over on the mound for Greenman. Runners at first and third, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third with the score tied at 3. First pitch high in the air. Fontenot back. Gonzalez calls him off and makes the grab for out number 3. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Saints, but not before Iota picks up 2 and ties the score at 3. We'll go to the 4th inning. St. Louis 3, Iota 3. So Aguilar to lead it off here in the top of the 4th, score tied at 3. And the first pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. One over. Aguilar misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball toward shortstop. Shortstop has it. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. One down. We got to bring up Colin Kramer. First pitch to Kramer misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And Kramer hits the line drive into center field for a base hit. 1 out base hit for Colin Kramer. And that's going to bring up P.J. Hardy. Kramer at first with 1 out. Hardy at the plate. Hardy swings at the first pitch off the handle, and that's going to fall in for a base hit in right field. Kramer on his way to third and slides in. He'll be safe, and Hardy advances to second base on the play. So 2 hits in a row for the Saints. Runners at second and third, and that'll bring up center fielder Julian Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a hit and a run last time up. First pitch to the ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Gonzalez. Kramer at third, Hardy at second, and Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez shows bunt, fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch misses high. 2 balls and 1 strikes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez lays the bunt down. Throw over to first. Kramer's coming home. Throw gets away. Hardy's going to head home. Oh, they hold him up as the right fielder was to the ball quickly. Saints score a run. Kramer comes home to make it 4-3 St. Louis. So 1 out, Saints lead 4-3. Cameron Fontenot to the plate with Hardy at third and Gonzalez at second. And the first pitch is high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The wind is just as hard, if not picking up, from where we were earlier. I don't know if you can see it in the shot, that a rice field directly to the north of us. Nothing to stop that wind coming across it. Pitch misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch misses low, 3 balls and no strikes to Fontenot. Top of the 4th inning, Saints up 4-3. Runners at second and third for St. Louis and 1 out with Fontenot at the plate. Here's the 3-0. And it's called for a strike with Fontenot taking all the way. Here's the 3-1. Fontenot ground ball towards second base. Hardy's coming home to score. Fontenot out at first, but not before the run scores. The Saints take a 5-3 lead here. Now with 2 outs. So Goodo to bat with 2 down. Gonzalez at third for St. Louis. Goodo calls timeout, steps out. Gonzalez with a big lead at third. First pitch to Goodo. He's in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wind up. And Goodo fouls it down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch misses outside to Goodo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bulldogs thought they had strike 3 on that one. One ball and 2 strikes to Goodo, 2 down. Goodo hits it towards the shortstop. Shortstop boots it. And Gonzalez will score to make it 6-3. Ball was right to the shortstop, put his glove down, just came off the heel of his glove and up into the center field. And we're going to have a timeout, and I think we're going to have a pitching change for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back after this. Saints lead 6-3 here in the 4th. So 2 down in the inning. Saints up 6-3, and Ryan Palermo to bat with Goodo at first base. Goodo shows bunt. Goodo takes off. And Goodo's going to be safe at second on the stolen base. Palermo shows bunt. One ball, no strikes. number 3 off the handle of the bat. So 3 outs in the inning, but not before the Saints pick up 3 and take the lead here going to the bottom of the 4th, 6-3. We'll be right back. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School Baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, Saints up 6-3. First pitch from Chesson misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch is swung on and fouled out of play into the girls' field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lady Bulldogs scored a couple runs in the bottom of the 5th and now lead the Lady Saints 11-7 in the 6th. Pitch from Chesson was a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is swung on, fouled out of play again. Into the girls' field again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind continues to pick up. And the changeup swung on and missed, and he's out for the strikeout. 1 out here in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Saints leading 6-3 over the Iota Bulldogs. 1 out. Pitch from Chesson misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. If you're just joining us, Dylan Greenman, coming back from the knee injury in football, pitched in his first game with 3 innings. 2 balls and no strikes from Chesson. And the pitch misses high. 3 balls and no strikes. And the 3-0 pitch misses low. And a 4-pitch walk for the Bulldogs. So 1 down runner at first. First pitch swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third base. Cochran has it quickly over to Kramer. Kramer over to first. In time. Double play ends the inning for the Saints. All the way around the horn. That'll end the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. Your score, Saints 6, Iota Bulldogs 3. 2 balls and no strikes to Mark Johnston here in the top of the 5th. Saints up 6-2-3. And the pitch is called a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one changeup, and Johnston holds up. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one misses low and outside. Ball 4. Lead-off walk for the Saints here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up third baseman Ferguson Cochran. Cochran bunts the first pitch down the third base line. And no throw at all. Perfect bunt. Runners at first and second for the Saints with no outs. That brings up the catcher, Jack Aguilar. So bunt hit for Cochran. Runners at first and second, no outs, and Aguilar shows bunt and fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and a strike to Aguilar. Runners at first and second for the Saints with no outs.
There's only so much you can do that glove.
And Aguilar lays a bunt down the third base line. Pitcher's over to cover. He throws to first, but it won't be in time, and the bases will be loaded with no outs. Another bunt single for the Saints. Bases loaded, nobody out. And that'll bring up Colin Kramer. Zach Reshort in the run for the catcher Aguilar. So Kramer to bat with the bases loaded, no outs. Lady Saints going in the field for the bottom of the 6th, trailing 11-8. Kramer swings at the first pitch, ground ball to third baseman. Third baseman takes it off the chest, steps on first, goes across. He's safe at first. Stepped on third for the out, throws across to first. Kramer is safe. Johnston scores to make it 7-3 now with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, number 2, P.J. Hardy, with runners at first and second. And 1 out. Hardy shows bunt. Bunts it back towards the pitcher. Pitcher has it. Throw to first is over his head. And Reshort's on his way to score to make it 8-3. Hardy heads to second and Kramer heads to third base. So Hardy reaches sack bunt with a throwing error. Hardy's safe. And that'll bring up center fielder Julian Gonzalez now with the Saints leading 8-3 and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. First pitch swung on, fouled. And that nearly hit the second baseman in the girls' field. No balls and 1 strike on the foul ball. And Kramer takes off for home. And it's going to be called out at home. So a straight steal, and Kramer's called out at home. So now there's 2 outs in the inning. Hardy advances to third base. There's the 0-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Gonzalez grounds it towards second base. Second baseman has it, throws to first in time for out number 3. Saints pick up 2 in the top of the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Saints lead 8-3. Bottom of the 5th, Saints leading 8-3. And the first pitch from Tesson catches the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Lady Saints hold on in the bottom of the 6th. Going to the 7th inning, Lady Saints will be batting, trailing 11-8. 0-2 pitch. Line drive right to Cochran for out number 1. So 1 down. And the first pitch from Tesson misses a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is swung on and fouled. Nope. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ground ball towards shortstop. Fontenot has it. And throw across to Palermo for out number 2. First pitch from Chesson is called a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Blooper towards first base. Palermo calls it and makes the grab for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Saints. In the bottom of the 5th, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Saints 8, Iota 3. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School Baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning. And Cameron Fontenot to lead it off with the Saints leading 8-3. And the first pitch to Fontenot misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball falls in for a strike. 1-1 to Fontenot. Fontenot swings at the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball's hanging up in the wind. Right fielder gets under it and makes a basket catch for out number 1. So 1 down. That'll bring up Kyle Goodo. Hard for that ball to go anywhere in this wind. Hit it up towards right field, and it's just going to hang up. Goodo shows bunt on the first pitch. Misses, no balls and 1 strike. One to Goodo. Swing and fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 to Goodo. And Goodo fouls it off again. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball. Goodo hits it off the handle. Slow roller to third baseman. Third baseman bounces off his glove. And not in time to get Goodo. Goodo safe at first base. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Ryan Palermo. Palermo with the bat with 1 out and Goodo at first. First pitch misses high, 1 ball and no strikes. Ball, no strikes to Palermo. 1 out and Goodo takes off. And Palermo fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game is over next door. The Lady Saints fall to the Lady Bulldogs 11-8. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball misses outside. 1 ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Palermo. Two balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Goodo at first. Here's the 2-1. Line drive into left field. Goodo will have to hold up at second base, so runners at first and second after the base hit by Palermo. So 1 out in the inning, runners at first and second. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Mark Johnston. First pitch to Johnston. Gets away from the catcher and runners advance. Pitch was high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners advance on the pass ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Johnson. 1 out. Runners at second and third for St. Louis. Goodo at third. Palermo at second. And the pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes to Johnston. And the pitch is low and outside, 3-0. Top of the 6th inning, Saints up 8-3. Runners at second and third with 1 out. And the pitch is called a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Johnston. Johnston taking all the way. Three balls and 1 strike to Johnston. Here's the pitch. Johnston fouls it down the left side, and the count goes full. Three balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Breaking ball, Johnston reaches out and hits it. Foul. Count stays 3-2. Good job by Johnston on the breaking ball to get a bat on it and stay alive. Three balls and 2 strikes and 1 out. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. And ball 4. Ball gets away, but Goodo holds up. And that'll load the bases for Ferguson Cochran. So Cochran to bat with the bases loaded. And 1 out. Goodo at third, Palermo at second, and Johnston at first. Cochran swings at the first pitch and fouls it down the right side. Out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Line drive to left field. That's left fielder backs up, catches it. Goodo tags up and scores.
Good job, Bert!
So now it's 9-3. Any other night that ball would have been over the left fielder's head, but that wind blowing holds that ball up. He was able to make the grab for the out, allowing Goodo to tag up and score to make the score 9-3 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs. And that'll bring up the catcher, Jack Aguilar, with runners at first and second base. Aguilar holds up on the curveball, and it falls in for a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch misses low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Aguilar. Palermo at second, Johnston at first. Aguilar at the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch misses outside, 3 balls and no strikes to Aguilar. Three balls and no strikes, 2 outs. Saints up 9-3 here in the top of the 6th. And pitch misses outside, ball 4. And the bases are once again loaded for the Saints and Colin Kramer. Richard will go in and run for the catcher, Aguilar. So 2 down, bases loaded for Colin Kramer. First pitch misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch. Catches the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and bases loaded. Saints up 9-3. Breaking ball falls into the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs, and the bases are loaded. Pitch misses high, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 down. Palermo at third, Johnston at second, Reshort at first, and Kramer at the plate. Kramer swings and fouls it back. Full count. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runnels will be in motion. Runners take off. Here's the pitch. It's low. Ball 4. And that'll walk in a run. Saints now with a 10-3 lead here in the top of the 6th. And that'll bring up the left fielder P.J. Hardy to bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch to Hardy's a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And Hardy hits it to right field in the air, holding up. The runner, right fielder can't come up with it. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Hardy into second base. And the Saints are now up 12-3, and the right fielder for Iota seems to be shaken up. Made a diving effort at the ball, couldn't come up with it. So 2 down, runners at second, third, and Julian Gonzalez to bat. Saints now up 12-3 here in the top of the 6th. Gonzalez swings at the first pitch, fly ball to right field. Right fielder's under it, and makes the grab for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Saints lead the Iota Bulldogs 12-3. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Saints up 12-3. First pitch swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike from Chesson. Oh, 1 pitch from Chesson, curveball. Just misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Saints up 12-3. Fly ball towards center field. Wind blowing it over towards right. Goodo ran a long way and came up with the catch. That ball started out dead center field, and the wind blew it all the way towards right center, and Goodo comes from his right field position to make the catch for out number 1. And the first pitch from Chesson's a curveball in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And a whirlwind of dust blows across the field. Chesson pitches it anyway. Swung on and missed for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. And swung on and fouled down the right side towards the Bulldog bullpen. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2, misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch, curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. Strikeout for the second out of the inning. First pitch swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 1 strike, 2 down, nobody on for the Bulldogs. And the curveball from Chesson's in for a strike, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Chesson. Swung on and fouled. Count remains 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Off the handle, Kramer's going to have to run up and get it. Bounces in front of him. Flips it to Palermo out of his glove for the out. A great play by Colin Kramer to just grab it with his glove, flip it over to Palermo for out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Saints lead 12-3. I'm sorry, 12-3. Top of the 7th inning, back to the top of the order for the Saints, and Cameron Fontenot to lead it off. Saints up 12-3. Fontenot swings at the first pitch, fly ball towards left field, and it hangs up in the wind. And the left fielder makes the grab for out number 1. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Kyle Goodo.
It's cold, bud. That's all I got to tell you.
So 1 out and Goodo to bat. First pitch misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch misses again. 2 balls and no strikes to Goodo. Here's the 2-0. Goodo swings and fouls it back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 to Goodo. Goodo hits it down the right side, and it's out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes to Goodo. And the pitch misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch misses low. And ball 4 to Goodo. With 1 out, that'll bring up the first baseman, Ryan Palermo. First pitch gets away, and Goodo advances to second base. 1 ball and no strikes to Palermo. We're in the top of the 7th. Saints lead 12-3 over the Bulldogs of Iota. Line drive right back up the middle. Goodo's going to come around, head for home. Here comes the throw. And it's going to be in time to get Goodo out at the plate. So Palermo with a base hit. Goodo's thrown out at home. So discussion at the plate's over. And with 2 down, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Mark Johnston. Two down, Johnson at the plate, and Palermo at first. And Johnson drives it back into center field with a base hit. So 2 down, runners at first and second now for St. Louis. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Ferguson Cochran. So 2 down, runners at first and second. And Cochran fouls it back, no balls and 1 strike. Cochran hits a fly ball towards the right side. First baseman turns around and can't come up with it. That ball started off in play, and the wind almost blew it out of play right in front of the Iota dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to Cochran. No balls and 2 strikes to Cochran. Runners at first and second. Pitches in the dirt, gets away. Runners are going to advance to second and third. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cochran. And now Palermo at third, Johnson at second. And Cochran hits a fly ball line drive to center field. It gets away from the center fielder, and 2 runs are going to score. Cochran on his way to second. And 2 RBI base hit for Cochran, and Saints have a 14-3 lead now in the top of the 7th. 3 straight base hits, all to center field for the Saints. All 3 hard hit balls. So with 2 outs and Cochran at second, that'll bring up the catcher Jack Aguilar. First pitch misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Ball, no strikes to Aguilar. Cochran at second base for the Saints. Pitch misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes to Aguilar. Cochran at second. Here's the pitch. Called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Aguilar. Aguilar swings and misses, and the count goes full. Three balls and 2 strikes to Aguilar. Misses out low and outside, ball 4. And that'll bring up second baseman Colin Kramer. Reshort in to run for Aguilar. So 2 down. Cochran at second, Reshort at first. Kramer at the plate. Pitch misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind has not let up here in Iota. One ball, no strikes, 2 down. Pitch is high, throw back to first, and Reshort back. 2 balls and no strikes to Kramer. Pitch is called a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kramer hits it foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on for the Saints here in the top of the 7th. Kramer fouls it off, stays alive at 2-2. Kramer with a little blooper down towards right field. Wind blowing it towards the line. It's going to drop for a base hit. Base hit for Kramer. And that will load the bases for P.J. Hardy. So Hardy to bat with 2 down. Bases loaded for St. Louis. And Hardy with a base hit into right field. And that'll make it 15-3. Here at the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Julian Gonzalez to bat with 2 outs and the bases loaded. First pitch to Gonzalez is called a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch is high, 1 ball, 1 strike to Gonzalez. Gonzalez swings and fouls it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I'm once again reminded by parents that the wind is blowing about 30 knots out of the north. Rice field to the north, nothing to block the wind. Folks, it is chilly out here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And bases loaded. Curveball to Gonzalez misses high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Gonzalez. I think the wind is as worse as it's been.
Yeah, figured it out.
Well, Gonzalez is called out on strike 3 to end the top of the 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Saints are up 15-3. You're watching St. Louis Catholic High School baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Here we go in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Saints is freshman Cameron Kingery. And the first pitch is fouled back. No balls. No balls and 1 strike. is hit down the left side and foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strikeout for Kingery for out number 1. One down in the inning. I don't know if I've mentioned how cold and windy it is out here. One out, bottom of the 7th. Saints up 15-3. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike from Kingery. Curveball from Kingery's in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball to Cochran at third. Cochran gloves it, picks it up. Throw over in time to Palermo for out number 2. Pitch is fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch from Kingery's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Kingery. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Saints up 15-3 over the Iota Bulldogs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Bounces in front of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 from Kingery. Fastball misses high and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blooper towards center field. Oh, Kramer catches it on the dirt for out number 3. And that's your final from Iota. Saints score 15 runs on 14 hits and 5 Iota errors. Iota with 3 runs on 3 hits and 4 errors. Greenman with the no decision in his first start of the year. John Chesson picks up the win in relief. Next game will be on Saturday as the Saints take on the Kinder Yeller Jackets at Legion Field. JV game starts at 1. Varsity game at 3. Your final from Iota, St. Louis 15 and Iota 3. This has been St. Louis Catholic High School Baseball on the St. Louis Catholic Sports Network. Good night.